Hello and welcome to Amethyst Star Crafting. My name is Jane Allmark and I'm a UK independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. And today we're looking at Peaceful Deer again. I've been putting some videos up with the trees in this set, which are absolutely lovely. And although it is a set that's going to be beautiful for Christmas, because you've got Merry Christmas, Let's Celebrate, Sending Love and Peace this season, it's the best time of the year, wishing you a wonderful year and friendship dear. And so it's perfect for Christmas time. It's a bit early for me to do Christmas cards, as I keep telling you. I know we're starting at the beginning of September. I know we've got celebration on, which means that you can, if you bought this stamp set and the coordinating punch and a few little bits and pieces, for £45 of a spend, you get a free stamp set in celebration, which is to the end of this month. However, with all of these lovely stamps in the mini catalogue, it's really nice to be able to use them all year round and not just for Christmas. And I know a lot of us go, well, we've got lots and lots of stamps for Christmas, why do we want some more? Well, I'm going to show you why it's nice to have ones that will go right the way through and you can use again and again. So we're going to be using these trees. We're going to be using the Stamparatus. And we're going to be using my Wreath template. Now, I know that I have put this for a lot of people, so if you just use my name, Jane Allmark, and put Wreath template, you will find it on YouTube and you can copy it and learn how to make the template. It's really easy. As I always say, I've done mine, I've laminated mine, and I've had it for, I don't know, coming up for 3 years, I suppose now. So it's a really easy, cheap way of doing a wreath. And I got it in 5 inches and 4 inches, so you can do 2 different sizes of cards. We're going to be doing the 5-inch one. So we need a piece of cardstock, which is 5 inches by 5 inches, and you just literally lay it down on the outside of your template. Now, if you laminate it, it is a little bit slippier, so I always use an extra magnet at the top because then that holds it in place just a little bit. Okay, now we're going to take the stamps that we want to use, and I'm going to be using the 3 and the 2. So we're going to have the 3 tree and the 2 tree, which is well, you can see which ones they are. And let me just find those. So that's the 3. So I need to take that one out first because we're going to use that one first. And then I want the 2 tree, which is this one. So let me just get this one out. These are photopolymer, which are great because you can see through them. But you can see they are very thick photopolymer. They're great quality and they do last, well, I think they last for as long as the life of the stamp. So we are going to put this first one right down at the top, and we want it to line up between the points that we've created at the top in here. So I'm just making sure that that goes exactly where I want it, and then we can pick up the lid or the plate and put it back, and then I can just ease it into position. Okay, now the colours that we're going to be using today are, for the wreath, we are going to be using Soft Succulent and Pear Pizzazz. Now, you might look at those and go, not sure whether they completely go together. However, we are going to be using later on Soft Seafoam and then some So Saffron. So when you put them all together, they will blend nicely. And the Soft Succulent is a really lovely grey green. So it does tone in with most of the other colours. So we're going to ink up, and I'm not sure whether this is going to appear on screen because I'm trying to get it close enough so you can see, but we're going to put this one in on here, and then we're literally rotating it round to each one of the corners. So you're going to have 8 of these stamped. So that's the first one. That's the second one. And you just keep rotating it round one piece at a time. It's very easy to use. And as I say, you just literally rotate it round each time. So we're doing it all in the soft succulent. And taking it round. So we need to get it right the way round. Just turning it literally from your flat edge to your diagonal. And you'll notice you're starting to form a really nice sort of circle in the centre, which I think is going to work perfectly for what we're doing. So we'll just work our way round. You can always fast forward this bit, but as you know, I do everything in real time because then you can see how long it will take you to make it yourself, with my little prattlings in between, because we all have a little bit of a natter at the same time and get things perfectly straight. And it's real-time crafting, which I think always is good for people to be able to see how to achieve things, and I show it, as I've always said, warts and all, so you get to see if I make mistakes, which we all do when we're crafting from time to time, and then how we rectify them. So that's taken us all the way round. We're now going to put it back to the beginning, and we've got a nice circle of the trees. So that's the soft succulent, and I now need to just take my Simply Chamois, and I always put a case underneath the lid or underneath the hinge, the plate, which means that it makes it easier to be able to ink it up. You can use ink spots if you want to, but I just use our normal standard ones. So we'll take this one out. So this is the 3, and now we're going to put the 2, and we're going to line the 2 up between the 2 on here, and we want to just make sure that it is as near in between the 2 as we can, like that. And then again we can pick it up on the hinge without it sliding about too much for you. You just check that we're all in. Yes, we are. And take that up, just get that back into its position. And we're now going to be using the Pear Pizzazz because I wanted tones of green for this one. So we're going to ink this one up with the Pear Pizzazz, and we're going to put that one in between. And then again we're going to just rotate it round and do exactly the same all the way through. So quite an, whoops, make sure that I've inked both of them up. Quite an easy process. And we've still got, so we're getting into the beginning of September now, and we're still having pretty good weather, which is good. I always like to be able to have my patio door open and get out with a little bit of it's not too much sun, there's quite a lot of cloud, but just actually get out into the fresh air So, and I know that because I have subscribers all the way around the world, we have different weather in different parts of the world. So it can be the start of autumn here, although the leaves haven't started changing yet. We've got a little while yet. I always wait once my apple tree has started to have the apples. They're starting to swell, but we haven't had, we did have torrential rain, and then we haven't had quite so much, so my apples are still quite small. But as soon as they start to be able to be picked, it starts to really get into, you know, harvest time, harvest festival, starts to get into that really nice sort of weather. So I do enjoy the autumn. I love the summer. Summer's my favourite time of year, but I do like the autumn. It's quite nice when you have that first thing in the morning. You always know when autumn's just about to start because it's quite fresh. You know, there's a freshness in the air, and you can tell that autumn's on its way. So, right, that's our last one. And we now have a rather lovely, take that off, a rather lovely sort of spiky tree wreath. And it's the sort of thing that you can do this in any colour you want. In fact, I'll show you one at the end that I did. My first one I did in some really quite bright colours, but I thought that it's the sort of thing that you could make it quite Christmassy if you wanted to, but also you can make it sort of for any time of year. So that's that part. Let me just take my Stamparatus out of the way because we don't need that now, and I can put the card in down on here. So you could finish this off quite simply with a sentiment, but I thought that we would take it to the next level. And if I go back to the stamp set, I'm just going to, this is me finding the right one, just going to put these ones that I had out back in so I don't lose them. As I say, I always put everything away as I use it. And we had another one up on here. Little space for it in on there. Okay, so if we look at that, we've got this lovely circle. So you could finish it off just with a sentiment, but what I thought, I've done a mask and I've taken a circle from the circle dies. Whatever circle is going to cover. So if I put this down on here, you can see that it covers the inside of this. So that's what you want. And we're going to use, because I want to have it quite subtle in here, so I need to get some sponge daubers, which I've just got over here, and we need to make it quite subtle. We don't want it to overpower the background, so I've just got some of the copy paper and I've literally just torn a piece at the bottom. So we're going to have that as, and I'm just making sure that I've got it as centered as I can. Now you can, if you want to, just tape it down, but I think I'm going to be all right on this. I just want it to be, just bring that down so I can see where the little points are of the trees coming down. So I'm going to put this just down in on the bottom like that as the mask, and I'm going to be using the soft sea foam for this. So I need to get a sponge dauber out, and I think that one will probably work. I'm just gonna, yeah, that's fine. So I'm just gonna hold that down and take it about a third of the way up, ink it up with the soft sea foam, which is a fairly sort of lightish green, and I'm literally just dabbing over the edges here, because I want it to be fairly pale. And the soft seafoam is quite a nice paler colour, so I'm literally just, and I'm not going round and round because I've got the mask, so where I've got the torn piece at the top, I'm literally just going in sort of sweeping motions so it doesn't rip that paper. Okay, so that's that bit, and I can take that off, and we've now got a sort of grounding for the trees. And then I've got the So Saffron. So I want to get that, and I'll take this one out for the So Saffron because I want it for sort of a yellower sky. I think that's probably, I'm just gonna, that'll work. Take some of that off. I don't want it too dark. Now I need to just slide this back in again where I want it. Take it over on this edge. I can see where I'm going, so I can move my mask back in where I want it. I just need to ease it just a tad that way. There we go. And then we're just going to take this one. Now I don't want it too dark, so I'm just taking this, which is the So Saffron, and just taking it down. It doesn't matter if it goes just over the top because that will work perfectly on there. So that's given us, when we take it off, has given us a little, we're going to have a little cameo in the centre, which is just going to take where the trees and things are going to come. Now I'm going to take this, the tiniest of the trees, which is this one, and so let me get that one out. And then I'm going to put this in on here so I can see. It doesn't really matter which way it goes, as long as I get it relatively straight. Being photopolymer, you can see through. That's the right sort of size on there. And then I'm going to take the soft seafoam again. I can open it up. So we'll take the soft seafoam out, and we need, do I need the mask on? I don't think I need the mask on for this. I think I'll be all right because I just want it to come to the side rather than off. So I'm inking it up in the soft seafoam, and I don't know whether I want it to be, that's fine on full strength. So I'm going to take it and I'm going to put it literally just from the side, so you don't need, and then I'm going to do another one off because it's quite pale, so I can get one in on this side and another one sort of off. Because it's quite pale, it does come out quite nicely. And then, as I say, you can just get a couple of little ones. You stamp that off so I can just get a silhouette in at the back like that. Okay, so that's given us a little sort of scene in the centre, and I don't want to do any more than that because I want this to be just sort of the a background for the sentiment. So with the sentiment, I have taken the, where is it? Here it is. I've taken the Peaceful Moments, and I think for this one I'm going to do it as a sympathy card, actually, because I've got a sympathy card to send to somebody. So I think that that will work perfectly with that. You can do it with any words you want. So let me have a look. With deepest sympathy, that will work. So let me take my little tree out and put that back in here. and then we'll put, again, it would work quite well as a masculine card. I just need to clean this off, but I've got a sympathy card to send. So this again it's something that is just very, very peaceful and simple, and I think trees are really, you know, a nice image. So let me just make sure that I'm getting this straight, which I am, I think. Maybe down just a little bit like that. Okay, and then I'm going to use a good black ink, because you want a dark wording to come in over the top. And then we're just going to put this straight in the center like this. So we've got with deepest sympathy, and then I'm just going to finish it onto a background of the soft succulent, and then I've got a card base. Like that. So you have a rather beautiful card, you know, with just that sort of silhouette at the background, which just takes, brings the sentiment up a bit. And I'll show you one that I did, the first one that I did, and this is why I said you can do it in all sorts of different colours. So I did this one. And this one, although it shouldn't go onto the blue background, but you can see on there, I used Pacific Point and Polished Pink, and did the trees and things, again, softer, but like that as well. So you can see there's all sorts. And this one, I did it with the smaller trees. So it gives sort of a different look. I actually preferred, once I did it with the little ones, I thought, oh, they really should come out a little bit more, and I think that one looks better. Again, you could do it, and I might do it nearer Christmas time, is to emboss it in silver all the way around, because it almost looks like a snowflake, and then you can put, you know, a Christmassy scene in the centre. So lots more ideas with this particular style, but I thought you would enjoy it and it would be quite fun. So thank you so much for watching me. As always, please stay safe and well. Please be kind, and look forward to seeing you soon. Bye-bye.